Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. I'm Adam. It's Monday. It's MUFC transfer talk, and it is number 50. Yes, big number 50 on the MUFC transfer talk. Apologies, we've been a little bit quiet on the channel in the last couple of days. I've had a few days away, so I haven't been able to make any videos or any content. But we are back, and we are back in action right now. Cameron Borthwick-Jackson has been confirmed as a Leeds United player, at least for the next season. He's joined on a season-long loan, and that comes after his annoying loan move to Wolverhampton. He only made 14 appearances for Wolves last season in the Championship, and his loan move didn't go to plan. So let's hope this time at Leeds United he gets a lot more football. He's playing games and he's showing his ability. We've seen Cameron Borthwick-Jackson play for Manchester United, and before his fitness worries and under Louis van Gaal, he looked quite decent in the final third. His balls into the box were very good, coining the nickname Cameron Beckham Jackson. But I mean, defensively he was alright as well. He could improve, but I mean, he has talent and he has potential. We've got a few players that play at left back: Luke Shaw, Daley Blind, Marcus Rojo, Matteo Darmian can also play there, as well as Demi Mitchell. So this is a move that, especially with Cameron Borthwick-Jackson having been promoted through the ranks before Demi Mitchell, this is a move that he probably needed. Cameron Borthwick-Jackson needs to be playing regular football, and I think this move to Leeds United, although it is dirty Leeds, it could be a good move for him if he is playing regularly. He needs to be playing regularly though. Jack Wall says he has great crossing, and a few of you are commenting about the Timothy Fosu Mensah news as well. Now, you guys know what my opinion on this one. I've been speaking about Timothy Fosu Mensah quite a lot. He's one of my two favourite youth players coming through at the moment, him and Andreas Pereira. I believe they have the world at their feet and they can achieve so much, and at Manchester United. Now, I thought this was a season where Timothy Fosu Mensah would finally come through, maybe pick up 10 to 20 appearances in the first team, but it looks like he is set to go out on loan. Now, although I didn't want him to go out on loan, I didn't want him to leave Manchester United this season, I'm not against this move, because I also said, whilst talking about Timothy Fosu Mensah, that if he isn't going to get game time at Manchester United, then he needs to leave. He needs to go and get regular football. And if you could have handpicked a loan move for him, I think this one to Crystal Palace in the Premier League under a Dutch manager, Frank de Boer, who will know all about Timothy Fosu Mensah. I think this could be a move that ideally works out for Fosu Mensah. It's apparently going to be regarded as one of the right wing backs in a back five kind of defence, but he can also play at centre half for them too. He's bound to get more minutes than he would at Manchester United, and if he can get 20 to 30 appearances, starts under his belt this season, and prove himself to Jose Mourinho and prove himself in the Premier League, then I truly believe that he will come back and force a spot at Manchester United. Now, Jose Mourinho may have seen that Andreas Pereira's loan move did him fantastically well. He's come back looking like a different player, but maybe Timothy Fosu Mensah needs that too. Now, I think if we were going to give him the minutes, then he could have stayed at Manchester United, but without those minutes, this loan move definitely does make sense, even though he is one of my favourite players. I absolutely love Timothy Fosu Mensah. One thing about him though, he is very, very raw. He needs to get that maturity into him a little bit. And playing football week in, week out, under pressure, in the first team, in the Premier League, I think will do him absolute wonders. Abjit says it's a good move for Timothy Fosu Mensah. And Justin says, hit that damn like button. Yes, let me check the like situation. At the moment, we've got 52 likes. So get hitting that like button. Let's see if we can hit 200 likes, seeing as we've got over 200 people in the live stream. Ruben says he's sad. Superboy, thank you for your nice comment. Timmy will shine, says Deep Techno Acid. Funny name. We're going to buy a left back, says Ruben. Are we really going to buy a left back? Because, I mean, we've got Luke Shaw, Daley Blind, Marcus Rojo, Matteo Darmian and Demi Mitchell who can play at left back. So it looks unlikely that we're going to buy a left back. Good move for Timbo. Does that mean we're getting Fabinho, says Bally B? It could also mean something in regards to Serge Aurier. Now, Serge Aurier is undergoing his medical. Sorry, not his medical. His medical. He wishes it was a medical. He's taking his court case today, which means we find out whether he's allowed into the country or not. Now, obviously, at this moment in time, he's not. But, yeah, we find out about that one. If there's truth in it, of course. There might not be any truth into it at all. Jeremiah, thank you for the nice comment. Imran, welcome back. Marco made a good comment. He said, selfishly, it sucks, but it's good for Timothy Fosu Mensah, and it is good for Timothy Fosu Mensah. He needs minutes under his belt, and he will get that at Crystal Palace. Now, as it stands, he's undergoing a medical at Crystal Palace today, ahead of a season-long loan deal. The 19-year-old this is from the Telegraph, by the way. The 19-year-old is contracted at Old Trafford, taking him up to 2020, but will gain further first-team experience at Palace this campaign, where he will work under fellow Dutchman Frank de Boer. Fosu Mensah is regarded as an exciting prospect by United and can operate at either fullback, centre of defence or centre of midfield. The under-21 international has already made 11 first-team appearances at United, having broken into the squad during Louis van Gaal's final year in charge. And I think that says it all. Look, Fosu Mensah is highly regarded at Manchester United. He is the future in terms of one of those players that is going to come through and play a part. And hearing Jose Mourinho speak about him, seeing Jose Mourinho keep him as part of the first team match squad last season, he didn't play much. Like it says, he's made 11 first team appearances, and a fair few of them would have been under Louis van Gaal. So that shows you he needs to go out and get football now. But I think he would have benefited from the last 12 to 18 months being in the first team, being in the fringes, learning what Jose Mourinho wants, seeing how Jose Mourinho functions on the training field, on the field, in the dressing rooms, at games, travelling with the squad, taking part in teams, lifting trophies with the team as well, because, I mean, he was there for the Europa League final. And Timothy Fosu Mensah is a quality young player, but he needs time to develop and he needs minutes under his belt, and he will get that at Crystal Palace. And although, like Marco says, selfishly, it's a bit upsetting because I want to see him play a Man United shirt as much as possible. For him, it's a very, very good move, and I have no doubt that he will come back to Manchester United next year ready to fight for a spot. Antonio Valencia will be around 33 years old this time next summer. Will Fosu come and battle for his spot at right back? Could he come and battle for one of the centre-half spots? You're looking at the centre-halves and you're seeing that Jones, Smalling, Lindelof's got it all to prove. You're looking at players there, Rojo, who's got injury problems, that may not be around for much longer, depending on how things go. So Timothy Fosu Mensah has the potential and will have the opportunity to battle for the right back, the centre defensive midfield, or the centre half positions at Manchester United. But I think this season has to be a season where he gets minutes under his belt, and he will do just that. Man United, Di Maria, why is Di Maria coming back up? Ruben says Darmian will be a backup right back, and we will sign a left back, in my opinion. I don't think we will sign a left back, but I wouldn't be surprised, and you never know, it could happen. Of course, it could happen. We still haven't hit 100 likes yet, so come on, guys, get your acts together, for God's sake. Fosu was a great character in the dressing room with the likes of Bailey and Pogba and stuff. Yeah, he may have been K, and I have no doubts about that, but he needs minutes under his belt now. If Jose doesn't plan on playing him, then he needs to go and get minutes. It's that simple. Also, another good point, someone mentioned that he could be back up to Matic as well next season when he comes back. He could be, because Michael Carrick may retire next summer. You never know what's going to happen with Michael Carrick. So that one's an interesting point as well. Good comment there. Edwin Castro says, Man United have 26 first-team players we need to sell. Well, with a few going out on loan, will we need to sell? And then you also look at the likes of Ashley Young. Is he going to be around for much longer? Probably not. So I think we've got a good enough and big enough squad. I don't think we need to lose too many, to be total honest with you. Someone saying Bale is in Manchester. I highly doubt that one, with the Super Cup final being held tomorrow, and he has travelled with Real Madrid for that game, as has Cristiano Ronaldo as well. He was rumoured to have been missing that game, but he has travelled out there with Real Madrid. Now, he won't probably play 90 minutes, but you never know, he may get half an hour here or there. Cameron says, where will he play for Palace? It looks like he'll be playing on the right of defence. It seems like they're going to play a back three, back five, and he could be playing in that right wing back position, which, I mean, Jose Mourinho will be happy with, because it seems like he has plans for him at that position, just behind, Tony Valencia. Keegan asked for my Super Cup prediction. Now I will do a Super Cup video for you guys, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. We'll do a preview before the game, so let's wait for that one. Let them run behind me to keep their good shape and take the nice lady, says Edna. Now, if you guys didn't see over the weekend on Saturday, Paul Pogba did a little pod questions Q&A on the old Twitter, and I asked him a question. I didn't expect him to answer, to be totally honest with you, but he did. I asked him, if you were driving a two-seater and you only had one, you had to pick between Lingard and Lukaku to give a lift to, who are you taking? And he said neither. He'd make them both walk and he'd take a nice lady. Liking it, Paul Pogba. He has definitely got bants. Mark O'Rourke, how you doing, mate? Tom Dillon says, will Timbo start for Palace? Well, look, he's not guaranteed to start. He's going to have to start a battle for his place, but I have no doubts that United would have been speaking with Palace and seeing what their plans were for him, because we don't want to let him go and then he doesn't play games. We don't want to see that, because that's not ideal for anybody. Ronan says, have I missed much? You've missed about 10 minutes of the chat, mate. We're just talking about Timothy Fosu Mensah at the moment, and of course Cameron Borthwick-Jackson. Fosu is close to completing a move to Crystal Palace on a season-long loan deal, and Cameron Borthwick-Jackson has already sealed a deal with Leeds United on a season-long loan deal. Thank you, Mark. I'm doing well, mate. Doing well. A little bit hanging from the weekend, but I am doing all good. Anna, thank you for the comment. Ahmed, you too. Being Mashash, thank you. Where does Joel Pereira fit in, says Kevin Bundle. I'm hoping he gets games in the Carling Cup, and of course, possibly as a substitute as well. I mean, he's a talented goalkeeper, and it may be a case that he's kept with the first team for 6 months and then sent out on loan. You never know, that could be the case. But if Sergio Romero or David De Gea were to get an injury, obviously you don't want that to happen. But if they were, I truly believe that he could step in for either of them. Now, obviously, he's inexperienced, but he definitely has the talent. And I think maybe it could be a case that Joel Pereira has a season like Timbo, where he's kept with the squad, doesn't get much minutes, but he's kept around a team, and then he goes out on loan after that and then comes back again. You never know, that could be the case. I mean, Sergio Romero has signed a new deal at Manchester United. David De Gea, is he going to go to Real Madrid anytime soon? It doesn't look like that's happening now. So it depends. It depends. Jared, thank you for your great comment, mate. Good thing about loan deals is they won't play against United. Yes, that was, of course, a good thing, Nico. You're happy we didn't get Morata, Adam, says Jack C. Look, I'm not going to overreact to a penalty miss. I like Alvaro Morata. Obviously, he's signed for Chelsea now. He's part of the enemy. But I think Alvaro Morata is still a talented player. I'm not going to change my mind over that because he's missed a penalty. I thought it was interesting that you could still see red tints in his hair. Well done, Morata. But I think I don't think we should be too hasty in making a judgment. Just the same way that when Chelsea fans clipped up Romelu Lukaku missing a sitter in pre-season, we said, what are you doing, guys? How can you do that? That's stupid. But, you know, so we can't lower ourselves to those standards where we're rushing to criticise players or new players. And I think Alvaro Morata is a talented player, and I think he'll do well for Chelsea. Now, in terms of replacing Diego Costa immediately, I don't think he can do that for them this season. But I think over the long term, I think he will be a good replacement for Diego Costa. Interesting reports in Spain from Mundo Deportivo, who are reporting that United are in for Sergi Roberto, who can also play as a right back and a midfielder. And they say United are in for him. Now, of course, we've been linked to Serge Aurier. We've also been linked to Fabinho, who can play at right back as well. Now, whether we sign a right back, I'm not too sure. I genuinely don't think we really need to. We have got depth there. We got Valencia, Darmian. So, do we need a right back? Probably not. But is it a position Jose thinks he can strengthen? Maybe. You're never that strong, are you? And with us losing Timothy Fosu Mensah, we have, of course, lost another player for another season. So, you have to look at it in a few ways. But I'm not sure we'll get Sergio Roberto, to be totally honest. Do Barcelona really need to sell players after receiving £200 million for Neymar, I doubt it. Edwin points out Aurier's court date is today, and it is today. I'm sure we'll find out either by tomorrow or later on today. What's the sketch with him? And then obviously that will make it come clearer whether he is going to join Manchester United or not. But I mean, the rumours could be bogus, so he could get cleared in court and then not join Manchester United at all. Guys, we are still targeting 40,000 subscribers by the beginning of the new Premier League campaign. So if you're not subscribed to Adam McKola TV, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are 1,600 away. So we're probably going to come up a little bit short, but it has been a great effort by everybody involved and all the new subscribers that have come through and all my old subscribers that have, of course, been, pushing with me as well. It's been a good one. So, yeah, thank you all for helping us. I don't think we will make 40k, but we can still do it. We've still got time and we're not that far off. So, I mean, could have a big push towards doing that. And if you're not subscribed, then go and hit that subscribe button right now. Today is also the anniversary of, well, no, it's not. Paul Pogba's moved to Manchester United, which is interesting. Thank you, Superboy. Tom Clark, how you doing? I highly doubt we will get Perisic anymore. What do you think about it? Adam, says Charlie. Things gone very quiet on the old Ivan Perisic front. We had been pushing around for him for ages. Obviously didn't make a move for him. DiMarzio's even reported recently that we've gone very quiet on Ivan Perisic. Now, it may be a position where we're letting Inter Milan fret a little bit. So the next time we do come in the offer with an offer, they think, oh shit, we need to take this one. We don't want an unhappy player on our hands, but it may be a case that United have just thought, fuck this shit. We're not going to get run ragged by these guys. We're not going to let them take us for fools. We're not going to get pulled in. So we may as well not do a deal. There's no updates on the Serge Aurier move yet. He is obviously taking his court case today. Gareth says, don't forget to like the video. Yes, don't forget to like the video. Let's see what the latest is on Aurier. See, Serge Aurier trial today could determine if he's allowed in the country. We're still waiting for that, obviously, to come through. Some of you think Gareth Bale's coming to Manchester United, which is a little bit weird. I don't think Gareth Bale is coming to Manchester United. Timothy Fosu Mensah is not confirmed yet, but he is undergoing a medical at Crystal Palace with a view to a season-long loan move. Now, obviously, he had that shoulder injury last season, but he's been playing absolutely fine, and he hasn't shown any signs of having any difficulties with his shoulder since then. So I'm sure he'll pass his medical absolutely fine, and he'll become a Crystal Palace player for a season at least. This is on BBC News as well. They have stated Manchester United defender Timothy Fosu Mensah is to join Crystal Palace on a season-long loan. The Dutchman, who joined United as a 16-year-old, was part of the tour for last month's squad at the United States. The 19-year-old who also plays in midfield signed a new contract in October that runs to 2020. Palace have already signed Chelsea and England under 21 Ruben Loftus-Cheek. So Fosu Mensah, Loftus-Cheek in the same team. What are you guys making about that then? I think Palace have got a decent side, and under Frank de Boer, with the side that they have, they've got experienced players like Christian Benteke, Jason Puncheon. Wilfred Zaha is quite experienced, so even though he is quite young. And then the likes of Cabaye, Loftus-Cheek, Fosu Mensah. They are building a very decent team there at Crystal Palace, and it could be an interesting one to watch, seeing how obviously Frank de Boer is going to need time to get his tactics to settle, especially when he's taking over a Palace side that were managed by Big Sam Allardyce. But if he can click there, I think he'll do well. Yes, Keith, thank you for getting involved. It's 12:20 a.m. in Australia. I have exams in 1 week, says the Adam McKola #1 fan. I thought that was my mom's YouTube account, but it's definitely not if they're in Australia. Good luck with your exams, mate. Good luck with your exams. Jaden says, what's your opinions on Dendon Kerr? I don't really have an opinion on Dendon Kerr. I haven't seen enough of him to make an opinion. Now, what I've read is that Manchester United have scouted him. Now, a lot of teams will scout Anderlecht. They're a hotbed of youth football. And Belgium has a lot of good young players coming through. So Anderlecht, Standard Liège, they're always going to be scouted. But do I think United are going to sign him this summer? No. But Do I think United are scouting him? Probably. I just don't have much of an opinion on him myself, whether I would like us to sign him or not. Jack Wall says opinion on Herrera, Pogba and Matic. I think it's a fantastic midfield three, to be totally honest with you, mate. I think it has great balance. I think with Michael Carrick not being able to play many more games this season, I think bringing in Matic was a move we needed to make. He's got experience, got leadership qualities, he's very tidy with the ball. He keeps it simple and does his job. Jose says keeping it simple is a genius, and I think that's a great point, to be fair. But having him there to provide the balance alongside Herrera and Pogba, I think will be top quality, and I'm hoping it does strike a balance, because if it does that and we have that midfield three ticking, you never know, it could push us even further. And if we get that right, we got a big chance of doing well in the league this season as well. Yes, Joseph, Ronaldo has travelled with Real Madrid because he heard Timbo was going out on loan. It was safe for him to come out now. Tian says, do I realistically think we can challenge in the Champions League? Look, I don't think we're going to be favourites for the Champions League by any stretch of the imagination. But do I think teams want to face Manchester United managed by Jose Mourinho? No. We have got some very good players in our squad. I don't think we've got a squad that you would look at and think, yeah, that should win the Champions League. Not yet. I think once we get a league title under our belts, get that proper taste of winning big trophies back, get that experience amongst some of the younger players, and probably add one or two more to it, I think then we'll be truly ready. But any team coming up against Manchester United and Jose Mourinho is going to find it difficult. Jose Mourinho is a very tactically astute manager. Manchester United are a historical club. We got 75,000 fans at Old Trafford. So anyone coming up against us will be worried. But do I think we'll be the favourites? No, of course not. We've just got our spot back in the Champions League. I think the minimum expectation would be quarterfinals, something like that. But anything can happen once you get to those stages. You could get a lucky draw. You could get lucky in a game. But I mean, we've been very unlucky in games as well. You think back to 2012-13 against Real Madrid with Nani's red card when we were 2-1 up in the second half of the second leg, and how that game swung on its head. You think about Bayern Munich when Raphael got sent off. So there's been times when we've been very, very close with good teams and we've been terribly unlucky, and you could go very, very close with a decent side and get a bit of luck and win it. I mean, it's not always the best teams that win the Champions League. It is a cup competition after all. Joseph says, am I going to do a PL predictions video? I am sorting that out this week, mate. We'll get the Premier League predictions video done up this week, so that'll be with you very, very soon. Don't worry about that one. That was BS, that game. It wasn't it, Jack? It still really pisses me off now. Seeing as it's Sir Alex's last ever game as well in Europe, to see us go out like that. I was in the Bernabeu for the first leg as well. I was sat amongst the Real Madrid fans. It was a little bit awkward. And I celebrated Danny Welbeck's goal and got pulled down by about 10 Spaniards. But I mean, it was a great game. And it was a shame that Sir Alex Ferguson had to bow out of European football like that, because, oh man, it would have been nice if we could have won it in his last season, innit? It would have been absolutely mint. Sativa Lag says, do I think Jose will stay at the club over 3 years? I hope so, mate. You can never predict these things. I mean, when he last went to Chelsea, he said he expected to be there for a while then, and he wasn't. So I mean, it's hard to, predict these things. Anything can happen in football. So I would like him to be, because then that will mean he's been successful, United have been successful, and we're moving in the way up. But fingers crossed is all I will say. The Bayern game still haunts me, says Zane. Jaden, I've already answered your question on Dendon Kerr, so I don't know if you're watching the stream a little bit back, but maybe you should refresh it. Jack Wall says, my opinion on Chicharito to West Ham. I've done a video on this before, and I wasn't bothered that United didn't go in for him. I was quite happy that we didn't go in for him, but good luck to him at West Ham. I think he'll do well there. I think he'll get 13 goals plus. Utkarsh says, like you said, Jose has won the Champions League with lesser teams. He has done. The sides that he's won the Champions League with haven't been his biggest sides. He's won it with Inter and Porto. Yes, Guy Rukas, how you doing, mate? Welcome to Adam McKola TV. You've just finished work. For you guys that have joined us late, Timothy Fosu Mensah is on the verge of joining Crystal Palace on a season-long loan where he'll meet up with his compatriot, his Dutch compatriot, Frank de Boer, who will manage him. Will he go in as first choice right back? I'm not too sure, but he will be very, very close to the first team. He'll be getting much more football than he does at Manchester United. And Timothy Fosu Mensah has made the move. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit gutted. And my heart sank a little bit when I saw the deal. But I think it's for the best of him and Manchester United. I think a season at Crystal Palace at a top level in the Premier League, playing week in, week out, under pressure, and then coming back to Manchester United next season, I think he'll be ready to battle for Tony Valencia's right back spot. And then we've also been talking about Cameron Borthwick-Jackson's move to Leeds United, where he's completed a season-long loan. Jack thinks Chelsea will be found out unless they add signings to the squad. I tend to agree with that one. I can't see them being as strong as they were last season. Diego Costa will be a big, big miss. Any news on Guillermo Varela, says Salman Sheikh. And apparently Guillermo Varela has gone back to Uruguay, where he will join up with Penarol, his former club. So apparently he's going to be going out there. The forgotten man at Manchester United whose life changed after a stupid mistake is what? What's his stupid mistake? His tattoo was the biggest mistake of his career, apparently. It became infected. Fining him £63,000. Fuck! He had a tattoo before Manchester United's FA Cup final as well, which is interesting. They obviously lost in the final. Sad times, eh? But yeah, Guillermo Varela's heading back to Penarol. He got a tattoo and it got infected. Not nice. Yes, Harvey, how you doing? Shane, how you doing? Lewis Toms saying, what the hell happened to Mike Keane? Michael Keane? Is that Everton, mate? Michael Keane is. Do you mean Will Keane? Will Keane's at no. Is Will Keane at Preston? Wigan? No. Hull? Will Keane's at Hull. Michael Keane's at Everton. Did you not know that? Where have you been, mate? Where have you been? Yes, Ajay, we are on 30,000 subscribers. 38,000 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed. Thank you to 38,383 of you. I absolutely love you all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're still on the race to 40k. Can we do it by Sunday? Look, it's going to be difficult. We've got to get about 1,600 in a week. But I think with your support, we could get there. We can get there. So keep pushing, keep liking, keep sharing, keep commenting. So all these videos go up in the algorithm and more people can get involved in the debate. Good to see you too, MUFC fans. Shataru, Sate, Jack Wall, Lovepreet Singh, Graham. Thank you for getting involved. Solomon Sheikh says, visit India. I've actually been to India twice previously, mate. Bradley Smith says, Adam Army. I don't think we need to call it that, but I love the dedication. Atif says, cover the chest hair. Would you tell Ryan Giggs to cover his chest hair? I don't think you would, mate. Don't be so disrespectful. I'm only joking. Jay O'Connell's back in the house. Steve Jackson says his mom got pregnant. Is that congratulations or unlucky, mate? I don't know what to say there. Adam, where's the pint? Gavin says. You lot are going to turn me into alcoholics at this rate. Every single stream you say, where's the pint? You're going to turn me into an alcoholic. Shantanu, thank you for the comment. James Wilson updates, says Paul Lucas. He has been training with the under-23s again. He's come back from his injury and he's back in training. So hopefully he can get some good game time under his belt. Jordan Clegg says, I am his dad. Bit weird that. Good moves to CBJ and Fosu, says Jared, who's happy with the loan moves for the two players. We will win all of the competitions, says Superboy 13. Is that starting with tomorrow's Super Cup final? And guys, remember, if you are locked into Adam McKola TV, then I'll be with you throughout the week. We've got the Super Cup final and we've got the first game in the Premier League season. So I'm going to be coming to you with my Premier League predictions. Yes, I'll be giving a rundown of the Premier League table and predicting how I think 2017-18 is going to go down. And then I will be doing obviously the Super Cup final preview we've got coming up for you this week. We've got the West Ham preview coming up for you this week. We've got reaction to both games coming up for you this week. We've got loads of content coming up for you this week. So make sure you keep it locked to Adam McKola TV. Make sure you keep hitting that subscribe button because we are racing to 40k and we want to get there ASAP, hopefully by the West Ham game. But for now, guys, I have been Adam McKola, and although Timbo has left, hopefully it's for the better, and this is not the end of the road. Timothy Fosu Mensah will be back at Manchester United, back in a red shirt and back in the first team in no time. Trust me, this season is going to be the making of Timothy Fosu Mensah as a Premier League player, and he's going to come back next season and absolutely kick ass. You heard it here first on Adam McKola TV. For now though, guys, I've been Adam McKola. I'm out of here.